Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Delays and welcome back to UniversIO. In the last episode, we defeated the Ender Dragon and had to make a decision. And I've made that decision, and basically, at this point, the game wants us, the mod pack wants us to fight the Witherstorm. I have heard that fighting the Witherstorm is awful. So, rather than doing that, I'm going to use the completely approved method of skipping the Witherstorm. And so I'm going to do that. At some point, we might come back and fight the Witherstorm. I don't know if I'll show it or not. Depends on how bad it is. Because I've heard it's really, really bad. But we defeated the Ender Dragon, which means that the end dimension is now kind of free for us to go explore, and that's what we're going to do today. Now, in order to skip the Witherstorm, we do need to get very heavily into Project E, which we were going to need to do that anyways. And yeah, I've been AFKing. I actually had a really bad crash. It kind of froze my entire computer, which was not fun. But yeah, it's going to take a while to get from Mark 5 to what we need, which is fading matter, and it's considerably higher. So what we're going to do is we are going to work slowly on upgrading our Project E stuff. It's just going to be crafting, and then we'll kind of go from there. So let's start with upgrading our power flower. I discovered something. So if we go to the next one, is the red power flower, right? So we have the dark power flower Mark II. We need power flower Mark III, and there's two recipes. So this one requires a 6th red relay versus this one takes the last power flower. It's a lot cheaper to do this one. So the red relay costs $250,000 EMC, whereas this one is almost 4 million. It's 3.78. It's a lot cheaper to do this. We can then just recycle our previous power flowers, and it's like this for everything. 800,000 versus 8 million. So it's a lot cheaper to recycle your old power flowers than it is to use them to craft the next one, which is really good to know. So if we want, let's go ahead and get the red power flower so we can see it. We have none of this stuff. Okay, we have the red EMC link, so let's grab that. And you know what all EMC links do we have? Nothing above red. Okay. So man, I should have been a little bit more prepared for this one. So we're going to need collectors. So let's just start with red, and we're going to need 9 of each of these. And can we get, what would be the next color? Mark 4, magenta, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, cool. We can go ahead and at the very least make the compressed versions of these, which are just crafting materials. And for this we're going to need 2 of those. Alright, and then we are going to need the relays, which is the previous relay with a matter. So let's grab the dark relay, and let's grab some matter. So red matter, magenta matter, and we will get a pink matter because all things considered, those are relatively cheap. So red, that is a quest. We will learn it. Magenta, and then pink. And then we're going to throw that back in there and grab the red relays. And we need 6 of these. So we just craft things up and learn. Alright, so before we do too much more, let's go ahead and throw the dark flower power in there. And then let's change this to, I believe, magenta is the next tier. And do we have magenta collectors? One, two. Okay, so we can only make one of those currently, so we can't do anything more with that right now. But this is going to give us what, 1,000 EMC per second versus 300, so a lot better. And we even have a little bit more pink matter. Now we could go ahead and make purple matter and all of that kind of stuff. We do need to make the fuels, so let's just get fuel. So magenta fuel, and we will get pink fuel, learn that, and then do the next tier, which is purple. And these should all be equal. There should be no loss if we do this. And then violet fuel gets learned. Perfect. Okay, so that is a little bit of all of that. We will probably end up doing more, but we need to do a couple other things. And the first thing is we are going to make some new elements. So we need to throw titanium and gold in here, and that is going to make Mendelvium. Yeah, that stuff. It's named after Mendel, which is a scientist, if you don't know. I believe he was big into genetics. I believe it's the Mendel squares that are popular. And then I also decided that we do need to actually make crafting, auto-crafting for our system. So I have some stuff together to do that. We are going to need 2 crafters, a pattern grid, and patterns. So patterns are redstone, nether quartz, iron, and glass. That is not too bad. We should be able to make one of those to begin with, and then we should be able to make some quartz enriched iron. Let's make 1, 2, 3, and just make all the patterns we can. Okay, so that will be good for now. We need to make a pattern grid, which requires a normal grid, which requires a bunch of stuff we don't have. So let's get the quartz enriched iron. Oh, right, you can't go into the system, so the system doesn't like things. I took out the storage, so we're only looking at things that are in the storage drawers down below. Makes it a little bit easier for a couple of reasons. But let's get some of that. And we're going to need 1 advanced, 2 improved, and a construction and a deconstruction. So we're going to need some processors. And the question is, make 1 of those. So we're going to need 2 of these. We are going to need 2 of these. We are going to need 1 of these. And then how about for the crafters? We're going to need 2 advanced, 1. Okay, so 2 more of these. And more of this. And we're actually going to pop downstairs. And actually, yeah, we're gonna throw this in here, just so that we have the binding that can go someplace. And I'm doing that because I know we're going to need to. So we're gonna need 2 more of these. All right, cool. So let's go smelt all this stuff up. It should not take too long. But, yeah, we'll get these going. And then grab everything we need for... so we need 2 destruction, 2 construction cores. Nothing too difficult, to be perfectly honest. And we need to make 1 crafter at this point, as well as... I forgot to make another set of... I have the Terra Steel. I can make another machine casing, but we'll get to that in a second. So we are going to need... so if we look at this usage, we're going to need 2 of these, and I believe the other thing we need is glowstone. Alright, so let's make a crafter. Easy enough. We're going to want 2 of these, but 1 will be enough for now, and we're just going to throw it right here because why not? And then we need the crafting pattern grid. So let's get the grid. We need to go into an actual inventory. And then what's the last thing that it needed? Quartz enriched iron, of course. Because why wouldn't I ever run out of that? There we go. So let's get the quartz enriched iron. This would be a lot easier if I just put the storage disk in here, but meh, don't want to do that. So there is the grid, and then we turn that into a pattern grid. And now we can place this down. We can put our patterns in here, and we can teach it how to make stuff. And the first thing you always want to teach it is how to make the patterns. And we're also going to teach it how to make the quartz enriched iron. So we'll probably want more of these crafters. How bad is it to upgrade them? It is really easy to upgrade to iron. So let's do exactly that. Let's break this guy. And I know this is a to-do chest, but we have more chests lying around. We can always put more as I kind of empty things out as well. And let's make an iron chest. Now this is part of a different mod called Extra Storage. It's basically just an add-on mod, and it makes the crafters better. It's what makes the creator, well, okay, it's not the same thing. Cable Tiers is that mod, but it just upgrades to refined storage. Kind of nice. And the whole reason we're doing this is because of this creative exporter. To make this thing, we're going to need 4 ultras, which requires 4 elite each, which requires 4 exporters each. And I don't want to do all this crafting by hand. So we're going to auto-craft it. So, at this point, we need another crafter. And I think... I don't know why I went that way. I was going to go over to our Britannia setup, but what we need is a furnace. And we're just going to... I really hope this... Okay. I don't know how to pick up a dark matter furnace. Okay, so we'll just... How do we want to do this? We're going to need to use an exporter. Right? No, importer. We're going to need an importer. But we're going to set up some auto crafting with a furnace. And I'm not entirely sure the best way to do this. But we'll figure that out later. Because... I'll be honest, I want to get into some other stuff. So we're going to make another crafter at some point, and I'll probably do that off camera, and we're going to have a bunch of recipes with it so that we can do some various things. But I want to head to the end and get some work done there. You know what? Let's actually go back and grab a chest. This should be done. We can... Okay, so there is the Mendelbium. We have titanium, and then we have 2 bariums with a phosphorus, because this is something we can EMC. to get luteum, and then with a neon to get dysprosium. So I don't know if I'm saying those elements correct, but we need diprosium, a stack of that, and the luteum, a stack of that. And if we combine all of those into a combiner, we can make a nether star. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So with the nether star, we can EMC this. And that's also a bit of a quest because of skipping the wait. So we need nether stars, we need command block book, and that requires fading matter, which is almost 400 billion EMC. It's going to be a little bit. So let's head to the end. Just making sure my inventory is good. I'm going to leave our Philosopher's Stone here. How bad is it to make one of these? It is cheap at this point. But we're just going to throw that in there. And we're going to grab a chest so that we can set up some stuff. And then we will head to the nether. I'm going to have to do a little bit of experimentation with making autocrafting for a furnace. And I also need to figure out how to break that dark matter chest, or the dark matter furnace. But that's not a big deal. I'll figure that out off camera, maybe between episodes, just based on how this one's going. And we'll get that set up soon because it's not too important. I'd love to make the creative exporter today, not an explorer. But we're gonna need more netherite, and that is kind of a pain to make. Requires, I guess it's just tungsten and carbon, which we can do pretty easily, but still. So let's head to the End Midlands. And if you remember from last time, we came here because there is an end city right there. And I think we're just going to drop down. And then there is a ship, so we need to go there to get... Oh, that's a bigger drop than I expected. But I don't know. We don't take fall damage, and I think it's because of the gravity. Which I could turn gravity off and just, like, jump up there. But regardless, this is what we need. And there are going to be shulkers. And we're just going to murder the shulkers, make our way up, loot anything we can. And the big thing we're after is, of course, not the Elytra, but the Dragon Head. Because of course we are. That is what's more important. I would like the Elytra as well. It would be nice to have. But the Dragon Head that is on the front of the ship is kind of the more important thing right now. And let's just stand here. I don't really care if we get hit by the shulker shells, by which I mean the bullets. I would like to... Ow. Okay, we'll just elevate. And we only have a few more seconds. Alright, never mind. Alright. I'd love to get rid of this guy. Alright. You guys, please stop. Alright, I think we're almost to the top. There is a lot of loot, which I will gladly take. Actually don't, okay, shields do block all this stuff. Let's just get, perfect. And why do you have to teleport? So rude. Oh, you're just right here. Okay. And a bunch of stuff in here. I don't have like a backpack or anything, so that is unfortunate, but we can always make a teleporter and teleport around. And this is a little bit more scary. Let's use our bow. Alright, so we need to go back that way. And I really... Okay, we have 8 seconds. Let's just glide over here. It'll be a little bit easier. We are going to hopefully not take fall damage. Okay, I still don't know exactly why we're not taking fall damage, but we're not, and I don't mind. And let's just bridge over yonder. If we get hit, we might just levitate the rest of the way. This is very dangerous. You know what? Let's not. Because I don't trust that lasting long enough. Alright. We have Mending Sword. That is nice. Let's take what we can. I'm definitely taking all of the ores. Some good boots, but we do have very good boots as it is. So let's real quick. I was gonna say let's real quick make a portal. And you know what? Let's get hit. Okay, let's get hit by one of these, please. Does any of you want to actually hit me with one of these levitation things? Thank you. Alright, I just want to get up here. Alright, we have 9 seconds. And then we're going to make a teleport up here. And that way, if need be, we can get back pretty quickly. So, drop. Run program, new location. In city tower, add location, perfect. Okay, so let's continue our bridging. Let's actually go up a little bit. Don't really care about trying to get back. Go ahead and get rid of these guys. And aim really, really well, because if we don't, we will fall and it will be bad. Perfect. Okay, we should be good from here. I still got hit by a bullet. Alright, now we just wait. Alright, let's get across here. And grab a shulker shell, a second one. So right there is the dragon head that we're after. You know, if I had a crafting table, it would be amazing. Because I could make... I could use these shulker shells to make a shulker box, but doesn't look like that's gonna work. Alchemical collection, I've never heard that one. Let's grab more gold. Grab the elytra. I'm gonna put another portal here. and we're going to say in ship, so that we can easily come back here and grab all the loot, because there is a lot of loot. But the most important thing that we need is right here. And I don't really want to have to go looking for another one of these. So we're going to grab this one. Perfect. Is this EMCable? No, of course not. Alright, so is there anything else that we want to grab? I don't know. Yeah, we can't make any more of those, so I'd have to find another end city with another end ship in order to do anything with that. I also wonder, the Elytra, can we add that to, like, we can upgrade a pneumatic chest plate, but I don't think that's really important. Okay, let's go ahead and head back home. That was the main thing we wanted to do. So let's head back. And for now, I'm going to just place this guy right here. So I have no idea what all we picked up. Be perfectly honest. Advanced magnet upgrade for a backpack. I don't have a backpack. I never made one. Are they expensive, actually? I do wonder. I don't think they are. No, they're not at all. And you can make, netherite tier backpacks, and they're huge. So I just never had a reason to make one. So we have a bunch of stuff. We have unbreaking diamond leggings, pretty good iron sword. It is iron, but still pretty good. Efficiency 3, fortune 2. A lot of this stuff doesn't really matter much because it just doesn't. We're not like mining anything, so fortune doesn't matter. Spawn agitator, a lot of pneumaticraft stuff that just doesn't make too much of a difference. So, and then we do have some shulker shells, which obviously we can make shulker boxes. That's good. That does something with Hexel. I don't know much about that mod, I'll be honest. Shulker Crucible is probably something that works and does things. I don't know. And then that's another source of luteum if you don't have one of these bad boys. So, shulker shells aren't really that useful to us either. Okay, so at this point, let's see if we can get into any more upgrades. So we have the pink matter. I think at the very least we should be able to make we can make the purple matter. So to make purple matter, we need 3 pink matter and then 3 pink fuel, or 6 rather. So let's go ahead and get that going, and we can get some purple matter. And once we learn that, we can honestly switch that out. So we have a pink collector. What's a purple collector look like? In terms of, that is, I didn't mean to break that one, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll fix it. Let's just go ahead and do that. Why not? Sometimes you got to upgrade whatever you can so that things go smoother. A purple collector versus a pink one is much, much better. Wow. So 640 to 2500. That's not bad. And then we could also speed that up for a little bit. I am running out of time, and that is going to give us another purple matter, which we can then used for fuel and get up to 13 million, which is not quite enough, but actually might be. So fuel, if we get some purple fuel, 6 of those, and 1 more purple matter, which we barely have enough for, we should be able to make the violet matter. First things first, learn that. And then second thing, upgrade the collector. Actually, no. Switch these. That's fine. And then upgrade the collector. And that takes us to 10,000 EMC per tick. Amazing. Okay, so that is an upgrade. And honestly, this is kind of a better way than the power flowers, which, I mean, if we can get to the violet power flower, it is almost 300,000 EMC per second, so that's not bad, but we'll have to work towards that. So, at this point, I do want to see a couple of things. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to end the episode off here. I am, in between episodes, going to continue to collect more EMC, and I am also going to make another crafter. I might make it iron. I don't know yet. Probably not, actually. I don't think we'll need to. If we need to upgrade it later, it's not that hard. But I am going to get another crafter and figure out how to break the dark furnace. And we're going to change it to a red matter furnace at some point. So this thing, I don't know if we need different tools or not, but we are going to upgrade this guy, and we're going to hook it up to the refined storage system and automate the smelting process using it and a crafter. Should be pretty easy. Just going to take up some space over here. And by the way, I never mentioned, but I did move the reactor. It is now downstairs because why not? And it's still working just fine. We have plenty of uranium. So yeah, that's the plan. Next time we are going to hopefully make some progress getting through with the Project E stuff. And I would also like to make the creative exporter. I'll probably go ahead and off camera make the netherite that we need. We have diamonds. We have iron. So yeah, that's really the only thing. And then once we have everything taught to be crafted, I'm also going to work on storage and trying to get that kind of finished up. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!